All right, you've seen how to create a print-based layout in Photoshop, and I've been mentioning kind of all along the way that I would show you how to use Photoshop for a web layout. And that's what we'll spend the next few exercises doing. I don't want to spend too much more time on this issue of Photoshop layout, but I do want to show you a couple of neat things related to building web layouts inside Photoshop. So the first thing that I want to do inside Photoshop is I want to change my unit of measurement from millimeters, which we were using with the CD or DVD template layout, now to pixels. And of course, pixels is our primary unit of measurement in the world of web design. So you can either change your unit of measurement through the info panel if you want. I think myself, I'm just going to go through Photoshop's preferences. So I'll go ahead and hit Command K here on my keyboard. Go ahead and hit Control K if you happen to be on the Windows side. And of course, we'll just flip into units and rulers there on the left and switch our ruler unit of measurement from millimeters to pixels. And then of course, go ahead and click on OK. All right, wonderful. Now, next thing we'll do is we'll go and set up our blank Photoshop file inside which we will develop our web layout. So I'm going to hit Command N or Control N again if you're on the Windows side, and that'll get you into the new document dialog box. And I think I'll call this Jeff's Web Layout, or again, you can name it whatever you like. Make sure, just double check that you are indeed on the pixel unit of measurement there inside the new document dialog box. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in some values here and then I'll explain what this is all about. I'm going to type in 960 for my width and then 1000 for my height. And since we're on sort of the topic of setting values, make sure your resolution is 72 and that your color mode is set to RGB. Now, let me explain a couple of things here. The reason why I set my width to 960 pixels is that is the standard width for, I guess you could say, contemporary web design. So in other words, we have this complexity in web design related to monitor resolution. In other words, if you know about monitor resolution, you know about 1024 by 768 and 1280 by 720 and things like this, right? So that's the number of pixels horizontally and the number of pixels vertically that a computer monitor can display. And sort of the standard resolution that web designers shoot for is the 1024 by 768. Now, we don't care so much about vertical scrolling when we're surfing the web, but we do care about horizontal scrolling. Horizontal scrolling always seems or kind of feels kind of awkward, doesn't it? Unless you're on some kind of a portfolio site or some kind of an artsy site, but generally speaking, horizontal scrolling is kind of an oddball design, right? So we want to design our website just slightly shy of the 1024 width. So the standard unit is 960. We wouldn't want to design anything wider than 960 pixels. As far as the height goes, the height can be, can be as tall as you want, really. Now, I threw in 1000. I'm not really sure how tall my overall layout's going to be, so I always like to give myself, some extra room there. 72 pixels per inch for our resolution because this is just an on-screen design. And our color space is going to match the monitor color space, which again is made up of red, green, and blue. Okay, hopefully that is all clear. Go ahead and click on OK, and we should get something like this. Now, there's one more thing that I want to do here before we start adding in interface elements and building menus and things like this, and that is I want to fill my background with black. So what I'm going to do is I'll simply head up to the Edit menu here in Photoshop, and then down to Fill, and the Fill Contents, just make sure you've set this Use drop-down menu to black, and then go ahead and click on OK. Perfect.